Hey friends, what's up? I'm back again. Hey, look at that. So fast, so quick. Yeah. We'll see how long we can keep this going. Thank you so much for the amazing resonance, the amazing response. The last video got like 50 comments. Are you guys crazy? Yeah, so many people happy to have me back, I suppose. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I was overwhelmed a little bit. I was like, oh, whew, wow, okay. Really nice feeling to sort of yeah, see you guys be happy to have me back, and yeah, I really appreciate that. I really do. And yeah, so hey, here we are again. Gonna make a little bit more standard content, and today we're going to play the blue-white Oculus deck, Abhorrent Oculus. I've already played this deck. I've also written an article. I can link the article in the bottom about like some of the new. So it's like I'm featuring a couple of the new decks that I've liked in that article for Ultimate Guard. In any case, I've already tried this deck, and it's also featured in an article, of course. And yeah, this Oculus card is redonkulous, absolutely ridiculous. One of the most messed up things you can do in this deck, you can play Archive on turn 1. And you can hit the Oculus. Sure, not gonna happen every game, of course, but it did happen to me once. And I did have the Helping Hand, or you can just have the Recommission. You play an untapped land. On turn 2, you put the Oculus into play, and I think my opponent just scooped right away. Like, just, yeah, out of the world good. And yeah, the rest of the deck, I mean, we have Prankster, one of the most excellent blue instants and sorcery sort of synergistic cards we've seen in a long time, right? Like it's made a huge impact in Pioneer, of course. And Moment of Truth as a nice filler for the graveyard. We can put one of these big guys into the graveyard and return him with Helping Hand. And the nice thing about this deck is, sure, it's sort of like this unearthing of your creatures on one hand, but you can also just easily hardcast these guys. Haughty Djinn on turn 4 with like a bounce, a counterspell up, or just Oculus, which if you have a Prankster, that's already 3 cards to the bin. Then like Charter Course is 2 more, and then gets pretty easy to just hardcast this thing by itself. And if they kill it, then you enable your Helping Hands and your Recommission. Another card that has impressed me, at least right now in this format, is Into the Flood Maw. Everybody's playing prowess, everybody just pumps up their creature, wants to kill you, and all of a sudden you have like 1 mana, doesn't matter how big that thing is, just back to your hand. So makes it awkward for your opponent to play with combat tricks, and so on and so on. Has felt really, really nice against Heartfire Hero and friends. And then also on that note, I added an Elspeth Smite to the deck, which I think is kind of nice in this metagame again. 3 damage, instant speed, 1 mana, really nice in response to a pump spell. We have some Phantom Interferences, not so sure about those. There's no more lies, of course, but they work kind of well with Haughty Djinn, I guess. Yeah, if you have even multiple Haughty Djinns, it only costs you like, what, 3 mana to get a 2/2 and counter the spell. So there's that. Yeah, rest of the deck, Soul Partition is a protection for your fatties, but also a removal that really doesn't care about anything. Just exiles it, and the tempo aspect is really all you need. Like, normally you would have Get Lost in a slot like this, but the protection is important, and this deck kills pretty quickly in the air. Like, your Haughty Djinn is going to be 10 power very quickly, and at that point, you know, if your opponent wants to play whatever permanent they have that costs 2 more again, that's going to be good for you. Unfortunately, Spell Pierce left the format, but we've gained Floodfarm Verge, which is another dual land for this deck. The mana base is phenomenal, honestly. We have like 11 untapped dual lands. Are you kidding me? And then we have the Archive, which is very nice with the Oculus and so on. I wanted to say one more thing. Yes, indeed. The standard challenge on this last weekend was just won by this deck. So to credit where credit is due, this deck is by Ash Lizzle. Amazing content creator, very funny, entertaining. Check her out. And she came up with this deck. And someone took it, the exact 75 of hers, and won the standard challenge. And I also took her list, played with it, and made some changes. So that is the list you have in front of you. So it's not quite Ash Lizzle's list, but it is very close. All right, talk about the sideboard real quick. We have Doorkeeper Thrull, quite a nice card, I guess, to have access to. We can get it back with Helping Hand and Recommission, which makes it very nice indeed. And it also, yeah, just shuts off some random decks. I think it's good against Domain, I would guess, depending on the version of Domain. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop the Overlords triggering because they are enchantments when they enter the battlefield. If they enter as a creature, then it does, but you know, with Overlord, it's likely it's the enchantment that hits the play first. Yeah, so, but hey, it's a powerful effect. Really nice with Helping Hand and Recommission. You can mill it over and then get it back. Same with Kutzil's Flanker. Kutzil's Flanker saved me already in a Reanimator matchup where I was able to mill it and then get it back, and it just was incredibly good and just won me both post-board games. Yeah, Get Lost, Soul Partition, a couple more removal spells in case we need those. Another Smite, 3 negates, could be interchangeable with like Disdain of a Stroke, I suppose. Metagame is fairly early right now. I think Negate is fine. And then we have 4 temporary lockdown down here. Another reason why I like this deck is that it can just freely play temporary lockdown while being a deck that applies pressure and gets the games over with quickly, right? It is sort of similar to Is It Phoenix and Pioneer because it has like these combo aspects of it. It deploys some sort of threat that kills quickly, but it also has a lot of cantripping, so you don't flood as much because you have a low land count. There's a lot of consistency, and sometimes you can just turn into this controlling blue-white, more mid-rangey deck where you just board in all lockdowns, more removal against these red aggressive decks or against Convoke, and then finish off with these big creatures. Yeah, so I just really like this flexibility of being sort of this tempo aspect deck, but then also you can turn into this control deck and you have access to counter spells and you have access to Doorkeeper Thrull and Kutzil's Flanker. So there's a lot of stuff going for it. You know, this type of deck was around before with Monastery Mentor in the Oculus slot. Mentor, not as impressive, of course, unfortunately, because I really like that card. But yeah, you can't have it your way all the time. And anyways, Oculus, I think, is just so good that this puts it up a notch. I'm not saying this deck is like the truth. It's gonna beat up on aggro, mid-range, and domain, for example. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like this Oculus card is great. This is a great home for it. This deck is fun. This deck has felt good enough, for like to be sort of a solidly tier 2, maybe tier 1. But yeah, that's all what I'm trying to say. But like if you're playing against Graveyard Hate, that's rough. If you're playing against like Shieldred's Edict, Liliana of the Veil, that type of stuff, maybe Demir midrange, green-black midrange, lots of spot removal, plus Graveyard Hate, that could be really tough. Like there's certainly vulnerabilities to an archetype like this. Yeah. And the sideboard isn't really aimed at fixing an issue like a Liliana of the Veil. It really isn't. Like, I don't have any, like, Planeswalkers. I don't have any card advantage, really. Like, the idea is, I guess, to just negate it and negate removal spells. Yeah. Anyways, so that is the deck. And I think I've said enough in the introduction. Let's play some Magic, shall we? All right, sure. I can work with this. We got enough lands. Percussionist, okay. One thing that also bothered me a little bit was the low amount of 1-drops. That's why one of the reasons why I added the Elspeth Smite. Makes you a little bit better when you're on the draw against something like this. Because I just put it on the 1/1, I guess. I hope they don't have another play here. Okay. Do I just play the Djinn? I think I do. I mean, they're playing black. Okay, well, I'm not going to block. You can put me to 10, that's fine. As long as my Djinn survives, I feel good. Okay. Where do we start? Probably just Prankster. Okay, I milled an Oculus. So now if I find the Helping Hand or the Recommission, I'm going to be pretty happy. I already found Elspeth Smite and Soul Partition. Soul Partition, Elspeth Smite. We're just a petition at this point. And then just pass the turn. They missed a land drop, didn't they? Interesting. Missed a land drop. Might be too late. Might be, I think it might be good enough though. I mean, I really just want Helping Hand, of course. So the Soul Partition makes your opponent's card cost 2 more, but if you exile your own, it doesn't cost 2 more, so that's kind of nice. Just those. Interesting. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna block here. Maybe they have free damage. If they have free damage exactly, it would be annoying. Alright, I'm gonna take it. I feel like I'm at 8. That's pretty comfortable still. Okay. Okay. Huh. I could just petition that, I guess. Go to 7. Once it 3 cards in hand. Just Prankster again. Okay. What's going on? Where are those helping hands? Okay. Okay. No helping hands inside. Really would like to make a land drop, but now if I miss the land drop, I'm gonna be not having counterspell up. I didn't even find a bounce spell. Like, there was the bounce spell was good here, and any of the reanimation spells. I feel like my RNG is not really on my side here. Maybe I should have taken a land. Alright, I'm gonna block here. I don't want to take more damage. Maybe I should have taken a land instead of the Djinn. No way to run. Yeah, I don't think so. Go to 5. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. Opponent's at 20. I think I will just play Oculus. But I guess let's start by doing this. Just still no. What the heck? Alright, I attack for... I guess I'll just Prankster again. But find a Recommission, be nice. Helping Hand and Into the Flood Maw. Let me think. So if I get the Helping Hand, I can then play like a Prankster. 2 blockers. Because I get the 2/2 in the upkeep. And hit them for 12. They have 3 cards. Can I die if they have like a threaten effect? I can block here, take 3. Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do... I'm just not gonna attack with this. Just be chilling on 3 blockers. Because I'm gonna be able to kill them next turn, likely. Just play more carefully. If they steal my Oculus, I can chump block with the Prankster. Great, so I have to sack a creature. I guess I'll block here and here. Oh. Now they can... She has a card type, so now they have treasures, so I can't... So if they lightning strike, I die. They have some way to deal me 3 damage. Okay. Okay, that's fine. They go face with that. Sacrifice this, then deal me down to 1. Oof. And I have 18 power right now. Okay. Take this to my hand, this into the graveyard. It's got a little close here, but again, I think I really hit bad RNG there. But like not hitting any of the bounce that would have made blocking much easier, and so on and so on. Okay, yeah, this looks like a matchup where I want the lockdown. And the Smite, ooh, the Smite looks really good. It's lagging a little bit. Okay, I think the interference is medium. I mean, I guess I can counter these free drops. Alright, what do we not want? I guess we can like trim a Recommission. Maybe trim a Haughty Djinn. Get rid of a Charter Course. I feel like the counter spells are really not that great on the draw. Maybe I want Get Lost. Get Lost seems quite bad against what my opponent's doing. I think this might be fine. Maybe I just add the Recommission back in. Or play the Djinn. I think I don't want the first Soul Partition. I have a lot of interaction. And I have these lockdowns as well. I could see that Into the Flood Maw is not perfect here. Maybe because like they don't seem to have any pump. Maybe I don't want 4 of them. Maybe I want to have a Soul Partition over one of them. I also have all these lockdowns for the small stuff. So interesting. They haven't played a 1-drop. I think I'm just gonna take that. Just take out the free drop. Or the 2-drop, whatever. I'm gonna take that damage. I'm not sure though, like you could partition that. Another piggy bank. Well, lockdown would have been nice. I'm gonna do this to try to find lockdown. I guess I want pranks. Nah, I think I want this. I would like to put that in the graveyard. How would we do that? Pranks are usually better, of course. So this is just a plains right now. Be aware of that. Prankster usually better than Moment, but I think because I've Lockdown in my deck now, Moment has some more utility, especially on this board. So you always want to put the instants in the graveyard, pretty much. Because, I mean, you could theoretically Soul Partition a spell, and what happens then? That's... Owner may play it, yeah, then you can play that spell, I think. Oh, they have a kill spell for that? Oh, they have the... Let's see. Alright, cool. I found a land. I could protect it, but I don't think I will do that. I'm definitely blocking. To get a treasure, what do I do next turn? I can Soul Partition this. I kind of want to put an Oculus into play here. So I'm going to take the free. Lockdown looks good here. I sort of keep doing this. They exiled it, didn't they? Yeah. I think I might still take the Helping Hand. And I put this into the grave and this into the library. Okay. I think that's the play over Oculus. Yeah, and Lockdown is just one of the best sort of sideboard effects in the format, right? There's a lot of... Oh, look at that. Withering Torment. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. guess it doesn't matter. There's nothing to get back spells. Like, look at this. It's a 5/5 that makes a 2/2 for 3 mana. And then it creates more 2/2s. Sometimes you hit Haughty Djinn, you know, and then you just flip it and have a Djinn. It's starting to become a little annoying, not gonna lie. Also, this thing that just comes back. I mean, now, yeah, I think now I have to kind of do it. So if I block this, they just to return that. So if a mill here, yeah, I think I'm just gonna take the damage. Another lockdown. Okay. No, wait a minute. What did I do? That was not the best move, I think. Recommission. Yeah, definitely don't want that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I already have a helping hand, so I can get the Djinn back already. The Djinn is pretty small now, unfortunately. That's a little bit of an on-bow. But I think I'm gonna attack, yeah. But you know, Oculus fills the graveyard again. Well, I guess, yeah. Yeah, this is also pretty stupid. Oculus into Oculus. Rates. Attack me. Just want this to die. Okay, gotta open the door real quick. Alright, sorry about that. I had to get the door real quick. So what happened? So they sacrificed the enchantment? Okay. Braids, they have 12 life. I guess I'll flip you up. Bash. Yeah. Cast Lockdown. Now I'm at 7. You have a Braids in play. I guess yeah, I mean, this is tapped, I guess. So if they steal if they are able to steal the flyer, and then deal me 2 more damage somehow, that would be bad. Okay, that's fine. Block. Alright, looks like I got it. Get your sprinter back. Sure, sack it once. Alright. Cool. Well, sure, I'll sack that. Yeah, you can tell, like, Oculus is just a stupid creature. Stupidly good. Like, ridiculously good. Alright, there you go. That's the Oculus deck. Alright, see you in the next match. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Sure, we're going to play with Interaktion, as you would say in beautiful German. And, yeah. We got some spells, we got some stuff, we got some Djinnies. Oh, is it the mirror match? We'll see. I think I'll just Moment of Truth it up. No charting. I mean, charting is kind of nice if you have multiple fatties, I guess. You can discard one and then make... I guess just a bounce. Yeah. Doesn't really matter. Just drop the Djinn. Maybe they have a counter spell. That would not be great, but if they had a mirror match, I think you rather... Okay, they have the counter spell. Sad. Okay, looks like we're playing the mirror match. Again, the deck has just won a standard challenge. Ash Lizzle is a popular streamer. I'm not surprised, honestly. Opponent doing it right now, main phase, unusual, but no, it makes sense. And kind of tells me they have a helping hand in hand, I think. And they did hit. There you go. That is not good for me. There's an Oculus. Okay, I'm gonna chart that Oculus into the bin. Yeah. Then I guess I'm gonna bounce the thing. I would have liked to hit a land drop, but can't have it all, I guess. Yeah, play the Djinn again. Okay. I'm just gonna bounce it again. I feel like these Into the Flood Maw are just gonna be tempo spells mostly. Yeah. They are hitting pretty well. They have found an Oculus. And I don't have a helping hand yet. I could risk it, but I think I just have to play Djinn here. I hope that this one sticks. The Kutzil's flanker is gonna do a lot of work in the mirror match, that's for sure. Otherwise, I don't have many cards. I have like the Get Lost, the Soul Partition, they're gonna come in. Recommission this thing, yeah. Opponent's doing the thing, I'm not doing the thing. But maybe we can catch back up here. We'll see. Looks like they don't have a bounce at least, I guess. Alright. Digging. Okay. Just not very lucky. My opponent might have a counterspell, so now if I have helping hand, they can just disrupt it. But yeah, there's nothing. I gotta go for it. They do have a counterspell. Rough. Good beats. Just had to use so many cantrips until I found it that counterspell is active. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. Very unlucky. Like, at this point in the game, a Phantom Interference shouldn't get you, but it did. It's not quite lethal, but I'm not making a comeback here. We can scoop it up. Alright. Elspeth Smite, most certainly not. Flanker, yes. Get Lost, Petition. And that's about it, I think. In terms of sideboard cards I want. Yeah, the Thrull shuts off the flanker, which is kind of cute. But also shuts off my own flanker, so that is less cute. On the play, I like the interference. Negate is not crazy, honestly. I don't know, honestly. What do you do here? I have to make 3 cuts. Guess the matchup gets a little bit grindy. Maybe on the play, I don't want all these Flood Maws. I could trim a Recommission again. But it felt to me like that is a way to get ahead, sort of. Feels like Into the Flood Maw is just, you sort of get out of jail for free card. Yeah, like they put an Oculus into play early or like cheaply and you just bounce it, you know? But of course it's not a permanent solution. I don't know. Tricky. Maybe I could have trimmed a little bit on the reanimation stuff. Oh, this is a plains, right? Yeah, this is a plains without an island, so be careful there. Archive. Okay, you always take a little bit of a deep breath there. I'm gonna Prankster right away. Okay. Probably just a recommission. I mean, I hit a flanker. If I take the counter spell, they know about it, you know, it's not that great. And taking the bounce there when I have a Get Lost in hand doesn't seem good either. It's gonna be an interesting situation. When do I pull the trigger on the flanker? I mean, I'm not gonna pull it right here, right? I'll draw some cards. Adarkar Wastes and pass the turn, I guess. All right, they're gonna play it safe. Maybe they have a flanker themselves. I don't want to run into the interference, so I'm just gonna play it slow as well. Okay, they're just prankstering. Right, fair enough. Sleight of Hand, Hidden Oculus. Maybe I should have Djinned in that spot. Like now I sort of gave them the ability to just do this. But Djinn, they have to either react to the Djinn or, yeah, you know, not great. Get Losting over Soul Partition might also be wrong. Okay, that resolves. Okay, well, I'm happy that it resolved. I mean, then it's correct, I think. It's correct that I did it. Yeah, well played, Arne. But like that tells me they don't have a counterspell, right? Just a little surprised. Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I should have played around that. Maybe yeah. The cheap counter spells seem kind of good. Just being able to interact with the flanker that way is neat. Set it up in a way where you can like reanimate and have the counter spell for the flanker when they obviously keep it up. All right. Yeah. Partition is pretty good against the Oculus. They have to exile another 6 cards. They kept up 2 mana. They didn't Sleight of Hand. Bit of a tail. Bit of a tell. Another Recommission is pretty awful. I guess what I can do here, I can exile this. Maybe they have Negate. No. All right. If they have the interference, it's fine because if they counter this, I'm just gonna Recommission. No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the Recommission looks really bad. Maybe I need to take out some of those, perhaps. They have another Prankster, nice. The flanker makes these Djinns pretty mediocre as well. Yeah, the flanker is just MVP here. And the Recommission, just drawing the second one there is just brutal. Can I exile this and then use it again? I think so. Opponent's kind of crushing it, honestly. They just want another flanker in the top 30. Just gonna get that back, exile my graveyard again. Have more cards than I do. I have 2 of my cards are kind of dead. This is not good. Yeah. Yep. Not a helping hand. Keep it on top. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try that thingy here. Hopefully get the train rolling. I could theoretically kill my opponent here. Or not. Another helping hand. Phenomenal! Oh gosh. Alright, we did find a big guy as well though, so that makes me happy at least. This might be my new favorite card. Like, this might be the favorite card from the set, honestly. Like, it's so nice. Opponent doesn't have anything good in the grave, right? No. I'll take the damage, I guess. I could Prankster block and then return the Prankster. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I just need to get spells in the graveyard, essentially. Oh, they have a Oculus hardcast. Okay, that's not good. I need something good here. Like, any cantrip will hopefully have me chain and make these Djinns gigantic. An Oculus is not what I was looking for. It's the last card I was looking for. Okay. Okay. Great. What do I do now? So they only have one helping hand left. Yeah, I mean, I need to get an Oculus in the graveyard. Sorry, yeah, pretty much. Like, if this thing dies, I can get it back. And same for them. I mean, they have the helping hand as well. Just in this exchange, they get a 2/2. But like, the thing is, if I block and recommission, I have a 6/6, which is kind of nice. So that's the nice part here. They didn't play a Prankster. Jesus, what is your hand? That's so interesting. Why didn't you play Pranksters there? Like, multiple cantrips left? Maybe you have a Haughty Djinn under any of these. Okay, this might be good. If I can chain spells. Pain. Pain. Okay, fine. So opponent's at 11. If they have a Djinn, it's a 3/4. If they have exactly Djinn plus an instant, I'm gonna lose a Djinn here to a Djinn of the opponent. Block here, take 5. Am I about to die if I do this attack? gonna get another 2/2. They might have a Djinn under one of these. Or like an Oculus, honestly. But if it's an Oculus, they would have flipped it because they get the 2/2. So it's a Djinn. It's gotta be a Djinn under one of these. So they block, and then they have to have an instant, which also likely because they have 2 cards. They didn't play a land. They didn't play Prankster. So they have Djinn and a spell, right? They're waiting to ambush me, essentially. Yeah, maybe this is not a good idea. I think I figured you out, West. I know what you get going on over there. Can't trick me. Yep. Oh, they didn't play an instant, though. So this is kind of crucial in the graveyard, to be honest. This is also kind of crucial in the graveyard. So I want these to be 4/4s, of course. I guess I'll put the flanker in the grave. It's just more crucial. Maybe I win this game. Depends on the last cards my opponent has. Which I'm kind of not sure about what those are. Yeah, they're realizing that the flankers can get in there. Because they can. Yeah. Okay, weird. I don't know what's going on over there. What my opponent's last cards are. Okay. 7 life. They have a lot of blockers. We're certainly gonna start here. This goes into my hand. This goes into the graveyard. This goes into the library. So, okay. Then Prankster it up. Alright. So they block here and then they jump block twice. If they attack with this, they're gonna double block me, I guess. Let's see what happens here. Maybe they have a bunch of helping hands in hand as well. Waiting for the creatures to die. Okay, they let the Oculus die. Interesting. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reanimate this. Reanimate the flanker. And then play a Prankster. Then I'm gonna have 2 more 2/2s, gonna have plenty ground blockers. I have air superiority. I have 2 Oculus, my opponent has 0. My opponent's Djinn is an 0/4. I think I pay for that. I'm gonna have 5 blockers on the ground. That's 7. They have 6 attackers with power right now. I'm down to 14 cards in library. So if they get rid of my flyer and make this a 6 power creature, it just has to be a 4 power creature, I guess. Alright. Cool. That was a bit of a tricky game. All right. So the recommissions and the helping hands. Maybe you gotta slow down on that front. I almost think that recommission is better because making a 6/6 is kind of crucial. It looked like my opponent boarded out the bounce spell, huh? Didn't see any of them. Yeah, maybe the bounce isn't that good. I think I'm gonna trim maybe 2 helping hands. The Djinn also doesn't... I think the Djinn is still good enough, though. Like, the reduction effect is pretty huge. Sad that you can't bounce your own Kutzil's flanker. Like, I would really rather have unsummoned the discard. Like, I think the effect of bouncing a non-land permanent really isn't that effect. Like, nah, that's not true. It does come up. Like, if your opponent has some sort of Oblivion Ring effect, like a Leyline Binding, you can bounce it end of turn if they are tapped out and then swing in for 10 with a Haughty Djinn or something. That is big game, of course. So that does come up. But sometimes you really just want to have the... unsummon on your own creature, of course, like Fading Hope. Shadow Course, or just Helping Hand, Negate, Into the Flood Maw. Into the Flood Maw is good against the Oculus, right? I think it's just good. Makes me wonder about my own Oculus. How good is that card even? I mean, it dominated the game, but... yeah, I don't know. Alright, well, let's see. Could cut a land as well. 21 lands right now. I mean, this is all I want. In a perfect hand has a flanker, I guess. A turn 1 Sleight of Hand. But like, I'm not complaining. I have 2 Pranks. Prankster is one of the best cards in the deck. Also, it comes up against sacrifice decks. Against like Pick Your Poison, you can just play the Prankster if you expect your opponent has Pick Your Poison, which a lot of these red-green mouse decks have. So yeah, the Prankster does that. It's good against Liliana of the Veil, theoretically. And so on and so on. Oh, they did the thing. Look at that. I didn't even pay attention. Yeah, that's just a really stupid thing that the deck can do. Okay. Turn two free power, you know, like if that would have been an Oculus, yeah. They would have made 2 2/2s already. Okay. It's pretty good. No land is nice. That's quite important here, I think, because like you wanna get onto the board, you wanna do stuff. Could have just Sleight of Handed there as well. I already have a recommission, so I'm gonna take the Soul Partition. Opponent has a loaded hand though. Okay, they found the land, so 4 spells. Oh, they have Mentor in the deck, okay. Huh. They kept up a blue-white. So they have Counterspell, they could have Bounce, they could have Soul Partition, could have a Prankster, could have a Moment of Truth. Oculus. Playing Oculus here is reasonable, but it's not good against the thing, the Counterspell. That's gotta be good, right? Kinda want the land as well. I'm just gonna take out the Mentor here. They have a Prankster. They have a Negate. Okay. I'm starting to think that the Mentor doesn't really matter that much. I think the reduction is actually more important. Not entirely sure about this, but I'm just gonna go with it. 2 spells in hand. Yeah. So you hit me for like 7 here. I go to 8. They need to find a removal, of course. Maybe they have a big guy. They found a kill spell, okay. Was I wrong? Did I need to get rid of the Mentor? Like the Djinn would have been, they kept Negate, okay. They have a Negate on top. I don't have a good creature in my graveyard, which is unfortunate. So I guess I'm just gonna Oculus. Could also Djinn. Djinn is a bit risky, I guess. I also can just play a blocker for the Djinn. Okay. So now I can play spells theoretically. I didn't find a good spell though. Do I want to trade? Probably not. If I mill an Oculus, yeah, I would just put it there. Yeah, it's good. Like I can flip it and then have more. Like the Oculus overpowers the Mentor a little bit. I think Mentor could be a fine sideboard card maybe, or like a one-off or something. Just they have Flanker, maybe. Trying to trick me? What's going on? This is... Even if they get rid of Djinn, it's 11. Yeah. Alright. Works for me. Oh, look at that. Platinum. Back on it. Seems reasonable. Not the greatest hand ever, but I got my moment. I got my Phantom. And opponents got their turn 1 to Wrath. Which is good against me, of course. Playing against green-black, maybe? Definitely not. Black. Okay. The disruption is real. I wish I had kept the land low hand in a spell heavy hand. Would have been better here. Like against a black deck with lots of discard and so on, you're usually pretty happy keeping. Well, they got rid of that. I'm a little surprised by that. Okay. Like, I guess, I mean, like if I bounce the bat, isn't that kind of good for you? I don't get the moment turn 2 if you take the moment. It's really an important setup card. Okay, we're playing mono black demons. I could chart, of course, the helping hand, but I think that's just a pretty fancy way of putting the Djinn into play. I think it's just better to play the Djinn. Then if they have a kill spell, we can helping hand. That's a card. So we're playing against the demon combo deck, I assume, with the 2/4 demon. I'm gonna do this now in case of an Oculus. So deal more damage. I'm probably gonna keep this. I could just block, but then that comes back right now. Maybe I'm supposed to deal more damage. They're on a clock with this thing. What is this? 6/6 demon? Okay, I guess that's a bit annoying. Alright. Another helping hand. Shit. Yeah, in a matchup like this, Oculus is a bit better than the Djinn, of course. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a 10/4 to kill your opponent very quickly, but sometimes you just need like the extra tokens and so on, which is from the Oculus, of course. I don't love this position. I don't love it. Like now I'm out of anything, and they have 2 1/1 lifelink chump blockers while they're drawing 2 cards a turn. And they can play a threat that kills me. I think I lost. Like I don't, even if I stack my deck, what am I, like I guess Oculus. Like if I have Oculus on top, it's gonna be good, I guess. Interesting that they play that. I guess they are gonna drain me here for 4 now. That's pretty good, I guess. Recommission, but I don't have an Oculus. Yeah. Just trying to find Soul Partition, I guess. Okay. So I can get rid of this, and then they have to chump block with this. That's pretty good. No Oculus still. It's okay. I have 2 big guys. It's exactly 17, which is very convenient. Alright. Hold! Is this enough? We have 7 cards in hand? I mean, they have 2 chump blockers. They have, at the very least, they have 2 chump blockers. So they definitely survive a turn if they want to. Yep. Okay. So I draw 1 bounce, I win. What a pity. That is the worst card here. Yeah, I mean, if the meta changes, this card becomes worse, of course. It's a pretty narrow card. It's like it's good against like the black mid-range stuff too, I guess. I'd have cut downs. It's like good against Glissa, and like you can maybe snatch a Deep Cavern Bat, although unlikely, because they always get to see your hand. You know, like the fairy masterminds of the world, and then good against all the red aggressive decks. But we haven't really run into any of that today. Yeah, if this would have been a different trick, it would have been enough. Play a demon, yeah. Yeah, if this Haughty Djinn would have been an Oculus, I might have won this match. It's like it stuck around for so long. I would have gotten so many 2/2s. Where are the Oculuses? That's just redonkulous. 22 cards left in the library. Sometimes you just get unlucky, I guess. So I still don't have any. I think it's too late now anyways. They trade here. I get drained for 4 again. Yeah, I think I lost this game. Alright. Okay. What to do? I guess get lost, petition, smite goes. Might want some negates. Like this is a matchup where I could see Monastery Mentor being good. Anyways, I'm thinking about negate, but I don't really know what to cut. Into the Flood Maw seems fine. It's good against that 6/6 demon at least. Tricky to sideboard with this deck. Really tricky because like often you want the interaction. Like, if you're playing against Domain, you can just cut all the 1-mana interaction spells, right? That's easy. But if you're not playing like a deck that has both aspects, that has creatures and spells, you know, it's a little tricky to sideboard because you don't want to take out too. You don't really want to mess with. That card is very good against me. Yeah. Yikes. I guess I'm probably gonna lose to that. I don't even know what to say. I guess I'm gonna do this. If they ever go for the free, I think I have to play Djinn aggressively here. If they ever go for the third, I'm probably just gonna lose the game on the spot. They can even cut down it. Oh no. And cut down shouldn't be in the deck though. Yeah. So now they can play the ghost thing and then exile my Djinn immediately. Yeah. Guess I need to get an Oculus into play to win. Okay, that's good. So if they can't kill this Djinn, I can like go crazy on then maybe have a good attacker. Yep. Alright, there you go. Removal spells and Ghost Vacuum, which yeah, that's excellent against me. I think if people are actually putting that card into their sideboard, then my deck's in big trouble. In big trouble. I think I need to take the land here, honestly. I guess I could moment into a land. That would, well, no. Yeah, this is good beats. I think I can't beat that thing. Twice in play. I need to stick an Oculus somehow, but it's gonna be just impossible to get 6 cards into the graveyard, I think. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like if a Prankster here, I could just Prankster twice EOT. Like bounce this. I guess Elspeth's Smite is quite good against that card specifically. So if a Prankster here and just they put 3 in the bin. Put another, the extra one goes to 2, then put 3 in a bin, goes to 5. Okay, fair enough. I think I have to use my mana. I mean, Helping Hand does jack shit at this point. Technically, you can take none, right? No, you have to. So, okay. Could just play Prankster. Yeah, I just have to fill my graveyard and find an Oculus. And then win with that. This Djinn is just an 0-4. I've not been able to find an Oculus this entire match. Well, I milled one. It's obviously not good enough. Okay, I found one. Nice. Nice. They have 2 cards left. Yeah, I guess I'll just do it. So, if you have another go for the throats, this is where you want the negate, of course. They could have disrupted me, by the way, in the upkeep there. But like exiling the... So like I would have only 5 cards in the graveyard, which would be a little bit annoying. Do I bring in temporary lockdown just to deal with the vacuum? I think I kind of have to. This comes to a game 3. They can sack this, get a 1/1 that's a spirit of that type. Yeah. So if I take this, I go to 7 essentially. I think that's okay. Pretty strong card. Just the annoying part that when it dies, it just comes back. Okay. You don't have a demon right now. This is sorcery speed. They didn't want to make a demon there, so maybe they have a kill spell. Recommission doesn't do nothing. I'm a little surprised they didn't make a 6/6. Don't know what's going on. So I can make a 2/2 flyer here. Or just have double counterspell up. Which could be important. I can chump block this thing. I mean, this is pretty decent graveyard exiling. It's not unlicensed Hearse. It's unlicensed Hearse, I would say, is a good amount better. I guess we also have Rest in Peace. But I think there's not much reason to play any of those cards right now. So the problem for me right now is the 6/6. I would have loved to draw that Soul Partition. I guess Tishana's Tidebinder is kind of nice against rooms. You just counter the ability. Now I get drained even. Do I just double block this? I think so. So now this turns into a drain. It's not a bad card. Just need to find a cantrip. And then I just need to find a removal for this. And then I have a shot. You can thread another Oculus. Manifest Dread, I mean. Sure. What the heck? Really prepared for my deck. I'm sorry. I still can just find a removal. I'm gonna be okay. Go to 3. That's not it. Okay. Playing around it this time. I only have... Oh, they have ley lines. I was thinking my creature would go to the bin. Right, it doesn't, so I can't even... Like, this Oculus is a dead card at this point. Alright, you beat me, Mr. Graveyard Exiling. Yeah, I mean, if the black matchup is this troublesome, and by black matchup I mean like Gogari and so on, that could be a problem. I feel like... So Graveyard Trespasser is gone, naturally speaking. At least how standard was in the previous format, there was no graveyard interaction really. Like nobody was putting even sideboard. Like I think Rest in Peace was very like nobody was playing 15 sideboard slots. You know, you have to prepare against so many different decks, and nobody had like almost nobody had Graveyard Hate. If that changes to people who will put like Leyline of the Void, like this is obviously a little too much, right? It just seems weird to have this much. But sometimes people when they build like it's a new format and they build a deck, they just like, how do I build my sideboard? What's good sideboard? Oh, Graveyard Hate. 2 Leyline, 2 Ghost Vacuum. You know? And they don't really think about the metagame or if those Graveyard Hate pieces will even be good. It's just like standard stuff, right? Graveyard Hate goes into sideboard because there might be graveyard decks, right? But then if you look at if the format evolves, and usually people don't have Graveyard Hate, of course, because there's no reason to have it. Besides, if there's Reanimator deck, and if there's a great Reanimator deck, or there's this Oculus deck, which is just dies to Graveyard Hate. And if that's the case, if there's actually good reason to play Graveyard Hate, then this Oculus deck will get a lot worse. You would have to, I don't know, do some sideboarding, I suppose. You have to have some disenchants, which is doable. And then just board them in and then have that. Yeah, it's doable. You can fight back against it. I mean, Get Lost does the trick against Rest in Peace and Leyline, not against Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, and you can have stuff like Monastery Mentor as well to go around it. Just similarly to how Is It Phoenix goes around it with Young Paramance and Crackling Drake. Yeah, so there's definitely things you can even do. But heart removal, go for the throat type of heart removal plus Graveyard Hate to shut off the recommissions, and that just seems tough to beat. I think just go for the throat. You can just continuously return your big boys, and then just like Oculus makes a 2/2, and like it's difficult to even if you're playing like a Golgari midrange deck, you have 2 go for the throats or whatever. You can outgrind that, especially if you have an Oculus. Like a Djinn, not as good against them, but Oculus for sure, if you have enough recommissions and stuff. But if you combine it with Graveyard Hate, I think then that's where you run into trouble. All right, well, learned something here, I would say. This deck is certainly enjoyable for me to play. Oculus, phenomenal card. I hope you learned something too. And yeah, I'm looking forward to feature another deck here on the standard series before I get deeply into the world's testing. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you then.